I arrived at the retreat an advanced meditator, and came with my husband, who is not a meditator at all. And we went to the Progressive in December. It's now February. And I meditate regularly, but I did not meditate with Joe's tapes. So the sound of his voice in the early morning meditations I found very disruptive to my meditations. And for example, he would say, imagine the vastness of space, and then he'd say, imagine the space in the room. And I would be out here, and then I'd come back. And then he would say, imagine, something else, imagine this huge thing, and then I would be pulled back. So I realized that I had a challenge of overcoming his voice, because apparently he talks through the whole meditation. In my meditations, I'm silent, I can travel, go to these vast places, and I'm in an undisturbed manner. So I had a problem. I had 6 days to go, and I tried to figure out how I was going to handle it. He kept saying, imagine the vastness of space. Imagine, how far can you go? How deep can it possibly be? So I said, okay, I'm going to use that when it comes to his voice. And I decided that I would be a vast sea and an ocean. And when he came at me with this voice, I would just ride over it just like the ocean. And what happened was this momentum would build. So he would speak now. So I was waiting for the next, prompt, or the next sound, and I would ride it over. And as I did, I expanded. So later, when we came to the healings, I did the same thing. How vast and how big can you go? Well, I just went for it. It's like go big, right? And so the energy that poured through me during that meditation was unbelievably powerful. Like I said, I've experienced many things in meditation, but this was just, it was almost unbearable to contain. And anyway, I left that meditation and went to dinner with my husband, and I have had the early indications of arthritis in the root of my thumb, in my forefinger, in the back of my neck. And we were at dinner, and I picked up my utensils and went to begin to cut something on my plate, and I realized that my my thumb didn't hurt. So I was examining my thumb, and I looked at my hand, and my finger used to be twisted like this, the whole thing. This is 2 hours later, and you can see now that everything is straight. And the interesting part is that in my mind movie, I have an image of this woman's beautiful hands that are like this. And I put, my affirmation was, I am architecture. And I don't know why I picked that, but I've been looking at it, and apparently, without sturdy, plumb architecture, you need that to have for a building to stand. And now my architecture has been changed.